Well, welcome to the next video on this time sending information, in our case from a Raspberry Pi, to our Amazon devices. This is using the Proactive Events API. It's been around some time and it's described in this Amazon blog. We'll got some notes here which we'll follow through, and I'll let them available to you. So this started because I wanted to design an intruder alert which sends an email to me when it detects an intruder, but I thought it'd be interesting to see how I could send it to an Alexa device. You could easily just design a weather station or something which gave you an update in the morning. The difference between doing it this way and a normal skill is that you don't have to run the skill. Your device, your Amazon device, receives messages from outside. This video will be done in two parts. We'll discuss Alexa notifications and setting up the Amazon side of things, and then we will look at the Raspberry Pi code. Got some references here. These are the Amazon references, and as you saw, there's this blog they set up. I can't recommend the Double Labs highly enough. I can recommend it, which takes you through some of the similar things that we're going to cover in a bit more detail in one or two places, but then I take it on a bit further. Now, you must develop your skill using the Alexa Skills Get command line interface, because you need to access some of the, or edit some of the devices that you can't do unless you do it if you do it any other way. So the link to the Double Labs video and GitHub are here. They've got the some code that you can copy down and run. The trouble with theirs is it's all in Node.js, and we want to do it in Python particularly. If you're not using ASK CLI, they've also got a video on how to set it up. Okay, talking about the notification then, Amazon set the types of notifications that you send. And there's 8 or so here: weather alert, sports, message, order status, trash collection, and so on. We'll use the message alert activated, and what that will do is that we will see that our Amazon device will come up with a message saying you've got a notification and it will say something like you've got 3 unread messages from John. So let's just work our way through this and see how we go. So I'm going to use the Visual Studio Coder. That's this here. And I'm going to ask you to start a new project. We're going to answer the questions and create the skill that way. So we'll just try that. Ask new. And I might just, we'll just follow these through. We'll see how quickly it responds. And we'll choose the Hello World skill. We'll give it a skill name. We'll call it, I'll call it Intruder Alert. Intruder, I could spell, type Intruder Alert. And it'll give us that for the folder that it'll create it in. Okay, so that's done. When you do that, you must now move into that directory. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to deploy it first of all, and you can see that skill will be created in the Alexa skills in the developer console. I'm going to do that by typing ASK deploy. Just hold the video again for a minute whilst it's doing that. It takes a while. And eventually, after a while, you get skill is enabled successfully. Whilst that was going, I just pulled up the files that we'll need, and you can see that if we go to the developer amazon.com, that the intruder alert skill has been added, so we can see that, and we can go and have a look at that. And we can look at the invocation, and the invocation is still hello world, so we might want to change that, although we're not going to ever really invoke it anyway. So once we've done all that, what I want to do is, because I'm in the UK and my program default to US JSON, I want to add a JSON for the United Kingdom, GB. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to create a new file. I'm going to paste that, and it's going to be exactly the same. Oh, except maybe I should change the invocation here. We'll just call this intruder alert, and we'll save that, and we want to save that as en-gb.json. So I've now got two invocations and all of the intents for the GB and for the US, depending on where the device is. Like I said, I'm in the UK, and if we look just at the back here, you'll see, oh, well, somewhere this is actually hosted in the Virginia US East one. As well as that, I'll just need to add it to the skill JSON, as well as the US locale. I'll need to add the UK locale as well. So we want from there down to there. Is that right? Yes. And we want to add the GB location, locale, and put a comma there, right? So we basically set up our skill. Now we need to modify that to add in the notifications part of it. So in our notifications, in our skill manifest, in our skill.json, we're going to add this code to give the permissions for the notification to write to our device. And the event that we're going to allow it to write is the message alert activated, and that's going to come from this endpoint. Now this endpoint is basically our program, so we need to copy this endpoint here and add it into that. So I'm just going to add these permissions, and we're going to put this under the APIs, Control C, and add this under APIs there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this ARN and paste it in these URIs here and here, so that it knows that where the allowed notifications are coming from. So we'll save that. So we've replaced those. I obviously forgot the comma at one point. And now what we're going to do is we're going to add the handler that it's going to operate, that's going to run when we get a proactive event. So we're going to, in our Hello World Pi code, we're going to add this event handler. So we'll come up here, come to Hello World, and the first thing we're going to do is to, right down the bottom, and add the proactive event handler in the skill builder there. Then up here, we need to add the code that we want. Doesn't really matter where it goes in any of these. We'll put it after this class world event handler here. And the code that we want for that is here. Oh, I could just talk you through it actually. Basically, when somebody subscribes to your notifications, you get a proactive subscription changed. And all I'm going to do here is I'm going to just log these. We'll see why we need these later, or what you can do with them. So we'll copy that and we'll just paste that there. Put a space in there, and we'll do an ask deploy again. So we've done the deploy, and let's just go back to the developer console a minute. Let's go back to our skills, and hopefully we'll just show you that we've now, we open this up, you can see that we've got English UK language and one more. And hopefully our invocation has now changed to intruder alert. So it's you don't have to change anything at this level. It's all done via the ASK CLI. Now the next thing we need to do now is to enable the notifications in our Alexa skill. Now your user will do that via their Alexa app or on their phone somehow. What we're going to just do it here, we're going to go to alexaamazon.com or .co.uk in my case, and go to settings and Alexa account notifications. And you can see that, well, I've got a couple of ones I was trying with before, and we've got our intruder alert skills, and we can enable the notifications for the skill. If it doesn't appear, just check your locale one. Obviously, I tried it before adding the GB one. I made a mistake, so you may need to sign in and turn notifications on. Now this, when you trigger this, it triggers when you enable the Alexa notifications, it triggers the proactive event handler. And if you're in the code, what we showed was the account it came from, the user ID, the endpoint, and the type of subscription we've got. So we can do that. If we go to our console, we go to CloudWatch and we look at the CloudWatch logs. Remember, see, I'm in US East here. There's the log groups. Particularly slow today. And in all these log groups, most of these are just rubbish things I've been trying. We've got an intruder alert. So we look there, we should see our log streams for that, and that was 11:24. That's right, that was just now. So if we take a look at that, we should see our logs. And here are our logs. We've got proactive event changed. This is the Amazon Alexa account it came from. This was the endpoint it was used. And this was actually we got a message alert activated in the event name in the JSON that was sent to us. Great, okay. So now what you should be able to do, if you want to keep a record of your users that are keeping notifications, that are allowing and not allowing, or disabling notifications, you would take that Amazon account number and save that in your logs, in your database somewhere. When you or the user turns off the subscription, you get normally an error message, but it says you get a non-type request. In fact, we can actually try that, couldn't we? So we'll leave it. We'll do that later. I'll leave that up for you to try. Okay, now we need to send a notification. Now this is done by sending a post request to the Amazon servers. Firstly, we obtain an access token, and then we send that token. We use that token to send the notification, and that's where the Double Labs video uses Postman or curl to send those messages. I think what I might do is I'll stop the video here now because it's a useful place to stop. You can watch the Double Labs video and see how they send the messages using Postman, but we'll carry on with the second video and show you how to send the post messages from the Raspberry Pi. So I'll stop there.